So the federal government hasn't put out any jobs data since August, after Donald Trump fired a bunch of the people who are responsible for compiling that data for the government. That is critical. It's critical that the government put out this information and that this information be accurate, because companies, businesses make decisions based on the data, the economic data that's put out by the government. They haven't put any out since August, and they shit canned everybody. And then the government was shut down, and then the government just canceled it. They said, no, we're not putting anything out. So they hadn't put out anything for October. They hadn't put anything out for November. And now the New York Times is reporting that private employers cut jobs in November, the latest sign of a slowdown. Data from ADP, a payroll processor, is getting added attention because of delays in official statistics caused by the government shutdown. Reading from the article, when the flow of official data ran dry during the federal government shutdown, policymakers worried that the drought would make it hard to know if the economy had taken a turn for the worse. Those fears may be becoming a reality. Private employment fell by 32,000 jobs in November, the payroll processing company ADP said on Wednesday, earlier today. It was the third decline in 4 months, the third drop of jobs in the last 4 months. Taken at face value, it would be a clear sign that the labor market, after months of cooling, had entered a new, more worrying phase. When you think about the economic havoc that Donald Trump and his administration have wrought since Liberation Day, April 2nd, when he announced his tariffs, everybody is freezing everything because nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows what Trump is going to do. Nobody believes a word that comes out of the mouth of our Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick. Meanwhile, his two sons are selling insurance policies to companies that are paying tariffs to profit off of tariffs that are being pushed by their dad, Howard Lutnick, the Secretary of Commerce. And nobody believes a word that is coming out of the mouth of the Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, who last weekend or the weekend before on one of the Sunday morning shows, first of all said that inflation's not real. It's just in your head. It's psychological. But if you want to save on inflation, the best way that you could do that is to move from a blue state to a red state, because the non-existent inflation is 0.5% higher in blue states. So we can't trust anything that is coming from the government when they do release any information, because it's all being gamed now. And so now it's like we have to look to these payroll companies like ADP. The ADP data from the article showed widespread job losses with declines in employment among manufacturers, construction companies, and professional services firms. Losses were concentrated among small businesses, which cut 120,000 jobs, even as larger firms added employees. Small businesses in November cut 120,000 jobs. Quoting Nila Richardson, the chief economist at ADP, she said the following: "It is those mom and pop Main Street companies, firms, small businesses, and establishments that are really weathering what is an uncertain macro environment and a cautious consumer. I see them as the canary in the coal mine, small businesses and consumers." You know, and again, it's like Donald Trump told us what he was going to do. He told us what he was going to do. and the 34-time convicted felon, adjudicated rapist, and fraudster who had been indicted 91 times in 4 separate jurisdictions, most of our electorate looked at him and said, yeah, let's do that again for a second time. Let's do that for a second time. They are destroying everything. They are destroying everything. And they are going to take absolutely every single thing that they can take from us. And they're not going to stop.